story, Blaine.
What's up, John?
I have Blaine O'Driscoll on the podcast. Blaine is an MMA fighter, just back from
Poland.
Poland.
Conan in Poland.
Brave.
Yeah, brave, yeah.
One of your biggest fights. Their biggest fight or one of them?
I think it was the biggest fight, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely
biggest fight.
Biggest promotion and all before, biggest kind of pressure on you before. But yeah, it was different, there was a lot of fucking promotion and, they had us doing interviews, sitting together and all.
Yeah.
So it was a bit mad, But
yeah. It was against a guy called Mohammed. Good tough young fella.
Yeah.
Good tough young fella. Originally from Dagestan, now from the northwest in Manchester, and he got the win over you, but he had to work for it.
Yeah.
He got cracked.
Yeah.
Got cracked a few times, but fair play to him anyway.
He's doing well.
He's done well, but talking to you, and this is what I want to talk to you about, and this is like loads of people listening to this, and there's very few people that will ever understand what, like, when you fight and when you compete at that high level that you compete at, that loss. What does it feel like?
It's horrible. Like, you feel like everyone knows, that way, or you feel like everyone's ashamed and everyone's looking at you. Like, I literally didn't want to leave my house for, when I got back,
Yeah.
I didn't want to even answer the phone or anything.
Yeah.
You kind of, then once you start talking to people, you kind of realise that nobody really even knows or cares,
Yeah.
But you feel like everybody knows. I even feel like my dogs don't look at me the same when I get home.
Yeah.
It's a mad feeling, it's devastating. And but it's weird because before the fight, all I'm thinking about, before the fight was that, I didn't think that I'd care if I lost. It kind of not that I didn't care if I lost, but thinking about I hope I just make it out okay,
Yeah.
But then, after the fight, then after losing, it's just devastating.
Yeah.
It's hard to deal with.
And then, in order to get the highs of victory, you have to taste that loss.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what makes victory so sweet, because you know what this low feels like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Muhammad is being touted as the next big thing, and
but as well, I don't mind losing if I get smashed, but
yeah.
I've never really been smashed. It's always been
razor
close, and it's always been a stupid little mistake that's cost me the fight, and that's nearly harder to deal with than Then if you get smashed, you get smashed, great, well, maybe you're not that good, but then it's always, for me, it's always I just made this little mistake, and this time it was just a little mistake, and I got choked. I think I was fairly winning before that.
Yeah, you cracked him a few times.
And this was probably his last. It was his last stand. If he didn't get that choke, I was probably gonna win. But he got it, and it's just hard to deal with. Then I don't feel like he was better than me. I just feel like I threw the fight away. Well,
Yeah, no, it's I always, you can kind of take it or leave fights, but then when I know the people, even Yvonne in our house, we all watch it live, Yvonne's fucking good. You know what I mean? Max is fucking good. Christian's fucking good. It's when you know the people, it's tougher. But we know what the fighter's feeling like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're more gutted for, the way he's feeling. And I've listened to fighters talking about that, or other athletes in general, and what you just said, you think the postman walking up the road knows. You know what I mean?
Think everybody knows.
But then on the other side of it is, we're all selfish, so we're all preoccupied with ourselves. So after a day or two, nobody really gives a bollocks. Do you know what I mean? It's on to the next thing.
Nobody really cares anyway. You know that way.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know you're after fighting. But.
Yeah.
You just feel like everyone's ashamed of you, you feel like you're after letting everybody down. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't even log back into Instagram or Facebook for about 2 days, 3 days, and then when I did log in, I just deleted all the messages. Didn't want to read any of them.
Yeah.
I don't look at any of the comments or anything.
Yeah.
It's just too much,
Yeah.
Because something will just trigger you, and then you'll be fucking snapping.
If
you read the wrong comment,
Yeah.
So I just go in and delete everything.
Yeah.
And then just try and start again. But it's, you know, it's hard, like, you know. Like, even, like, you just feel like on the plane, you have to, because then you have to get a plane home and travel home and all, you know. And you're sitting there like, Jesus, this is shite.
Come here. It's just, I suppose it's about processing it for a little while. The sting will dull and just get back fucking into it.
I went on a run yesterday and today, like, and that actually made me feel a bit better.
Yeah.
So like, when you go on a run, you can clear your head, you know, and think straight and all. And then, like, I was doing a bit of shadowboxing and I felt great. Like, I felt like I was after putting on levels from the fight, you know. So, all things is all after, like, clicking. So, like, you know, from competing with high level people, I think you take something from it, you know.
Yeah.
So my last 2 fights have been against, like, really high level people, and look, I feel like I've improved loads, even though I lost, like, but I feel like you know, you really, you know, if you're in these competitions with these people, you do, like, grow from it for some reason, you know. Yeah.
And it's a cliche thing, you know, about coming back better, but when you're in with opposition like that, them 2 lads you've just faced, they're high level, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to bring something with you, some little few nuggets back with you, you know what I mean?
Even just the confidence of it, you know. If you know you can compete with that level, then you know you can be really confident, you know. Because I think, like, Torres, he's in the top 20 in the world, like. Yeah. And then Mokaev is kind of like, I don't know, meant to be the pound for pound best in the world, really, isn't he? Like 29 wins.
Yeah, no, he's steamed through IMAF and he's
and like, I just feel like I should have won that fight, you know, like, I threw it away and he took advantage of a good opportunity. Yeah. And then the fight before that, like, I feel like I was doing well until I gassed, like, and I took that on 5 days notice. Yeah. Against, you know, top 20 in the world, like, so you know, like, definitely to take a lot of confidence from him, and like, it does come down to just having confidence, doesn't it, a lot of the time?
No, 100%. It does, you know, and you have a stitch in your mouth, but when do you think you'll be back training, back into it?
Yeah, look, the man said just go, I have to go to the doctor in 6 days and he'll take that out for me.
Okay.
It's only 1 stitch, like.
Yeah.
And then I'll be back in. I'm going to try to get back in. Yeah. I'm going to get back in this year, like, you know. Yeah. Just need to, because now I feel like I have to having 2 fights now, kind of close, and you know, like, to keep the ball rolling. Like, now I feel kind of comfortable with the whole fighting thing. Yeah. Because you know the way, like, if you take a break, like, you lose that kind of comfort, you know. Like, that's it. It's all about staying active, you know. Yeah. And now that I'm active now, I feel like the next one, And if I can just, you know, I've fought the 2 best people in Brave now, so if I can get, like, my next fight will obviously be against, so hopefully someone easier, like, obviously will be someone easier. Yeah. And like, if I can get, like, a little streak together, then I could maybe fight one of them 2 again. Yeah. Because I think, like, I'll have them, you know. Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
I'd like to fight Torres again.
Yeah.
I'd love to fight Torres in Dublin, like, cause
with a decent camp behind you.
Yeah, because Torres, like, and me is a mad fight, like, we both just try and kill each other. Yeah. So imagine that in Dublin, like, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be good.
Be chaos.
That'd be whopper.
Yeah, because neither of us try and really wrestle, you know. It's just going to be 2 of us trying to punch each other's head in. Yeah. Like, and I'd be fear of that fight because I know I'm going to come out, like, hurt. Yeah. But, like, it's a fight that you want, you know.
There's non-MMA people listening to this going, what do you mean by that? You know, I get it.
I know I'm coming out with a couple of marks out of that fight. But it would be good all the same.
Yeah, no. And we'll go back to the very start. So we've just spoken about, that was a huge fight, so I wanted to speak to you about that. How did you get into MMA? Where are you from?
In Score.
And how did you get into MMA at the very start?
There's really no, like, story behind it. I just kind of, someone brought me one day, you know. I used to play football, and then, like, I used to be mad about that, and then someone brought me to MMA one day, and kind of just loved it, you know. Like, I kind of love, like, things that are fitness, you know, like things that get your heart going, like, and you have to push yourself with. So I like that, like, and then, you know, like someone said one time was, like, if you find something that people think is work but you enjoy it, like, you should just stick at that. Yeah. So that's how I just kept sticking at MMA, you know, and we just enjoyed it, and we still enjoy it now, so we still do it, you know. Yeah. And that's why I just keep going. I never really had any goals or anything with it, you know. Yeah. It was always just like, I'll just win one fight. Yeah. And then it went from, I'll just win an amateur belt, you know. And then someone said to me one day, oh, you're never going to be a pro, you know. Yeah. So then I was like, have to go in a pro fight now and prove him wrong.
Nice.
And then it just kept going, like, and
Nice.
now like I just kind of want like you know, a pro kind of title, you know, a proper pro title.
Yeah.
Like, I already have a world title pro, but like you know, I want a proper one, you know, like
From a big promotion.
yeah, like say like from Brave or well, not Bellator, because Bellator don't have a flyweight division.
Yeah.
But like Brave, Bellator, UFC, I think are the top ones. So if I got a Brave belt, I could be more than happy.
Yeah.
And like Brave have a solid flyweight division.
Yeah,
You know?
no,
They really go all out for the
Yeah,
flyweight
yeah.
division in Brave. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to give it to them for that.
yeah,
And like even with me, you know, like, you know, a promoter is meant to promote the fighter. Like, that's their job, you know. Like, my stock has gone up like nearly like by half since I've gone to Brave. Like,
Yeah,
they give me so much promotion, you know.
deadly.
Like, I think like since I've joined Brave, I went from like 10,000 followers to nearly 15,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, just from them promoting me all the time.
Yeah.
Like, so they can't ask for more, you know.
No, that's savage. That's savage. And you train in SPG HQ,
Yeah.
and you've always trained MMA with them, or did you train anywhere before?
No, I started out in Lucan.
Okay.
There's like a club out there. I don't think it's there anymore. It was
Okay.
like Royish in Lucan.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. Like, you know, they had like a good kind of main coach. And then they had a kickboxing coach there, John Kelly or something his name was.
Yeah.
Then they had you know George Santos.
Yes.
He was the BJJ coach there.
Okay.
So that's where I kind of started, like.
Okay.
And then what happened was they kind of all split up, you know.
Okay.
So then I was kind of travelling around different places to train. But then I was thinking, like, I found out about SPG, you know, I never really knew about it, but that was actually closer to my house, you know, because that was on Long Mile Road, and I was only in Inchicore, and that had everything in one place, you know, so I was like, I'll just go here.
Whopper.
Then I went there, like, that was when I was in Long Mile Road, and I've just been there ever since.
Whopper. And you float down to Sergei's doing a bit of wrestling from time to time as well.
Yeah, and as well, the place in Lucan, your man was a bit mental now, the fella who was running it at the start. And like, he used to just like throw people into fights, you know. Like, I'd find out that I'm fighting on Facebook. He wouldn't even ask me.
Oh Jesus!
So, or someone would text me and say, "Oh, you're fighting him," and I'd be like, "Well, I didn't know that." But like, I feel like, you know, I needed that at the start. Like, or I don't know whether I needed it at the start, but it definitely kind of made me who I am now. You know, like, I definitely learned a lot from it, just because he kept me going. You know, he kept me fighting all the time, and I got better really fast then.
Yeah.
And then, so like, it definitely helped me in the end. You know, I was like thrown in the deep end and.
Yeah.
It came out.
I know. I've noticed you over the years. Like, you'll see you doing an MMA fight. I've seen you at wrestling competitions entering. I've seen you doing no gi. Like, you'll enter anything.
Yeah, I do try to stay active, but like it's been hard lately. Like, you know, with COVID, like, because there hasn't been many competitions.
No.
That's why I was looking up today, like, because I want to do more jiu-jitsu competitions, get back into doing that. But like, the nearest one in Ireland is like December or something.
Yeah.
Like. What?
There's a few of them coming up. There's a few of them in the north. A friend of mine, Team Rhino, Andy Chapman, is organising one. You should try and drop him a line about getting onto that. It's called Soul Takers. He did a really he did one there about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Lot of matches, people matched up, and it seemed to go down really well. Marcus Phelan was on it. There was loads of
like
decent competitors, super fights.
Oh,
just one fight. And it seemed to go really well for him, so I think he's going to do that again. Also, there's loads of competitions in Liverpool and Manchester at the moment, all the way up to Christmas. Tons of them, tons of them. So we're a bit slow off the mark here, so we're still all terrified. But the whole lot of Europe is moving on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all moving on. So there is a decent few shows coming up. You know.
Yeah, like, you need to get our act together here.
No, 100%. No.
And what is we're able to just float over and back to England, isn't it?
And same day. We've done it loads. You get your little test going out, and same test will do you coming home.
So like, when we came out from Poland, we didn't get checked anything.
Yeah, but you have to have a QR code to get on the plane. That's the way it is now.
But nobody asked for anything.
No, they don't. You're just supposed to put it in, but no one. It's straight through. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, they're not even the locator form.
Yeah.
My phone went dead, so I couldn't even fill that out, but nobody asked me. I just walked straight through.
Yeah.
It's mad.
People are sorting out the old COVID. We're all immune to it, I think, at the moment. So many people being vaccinated, and I heard Lemsip is whopper first. So we're all good. We're all good. How dare you? We're all good. But now, there's loads of no-gi shows in England coming up.
Then hopefully, I have to get a few of them. Probably end up against Mo again.
Yeah, he does a few of them actually all right. I've seen him at... The first time I ever came across him, Max was 12 and he was 16. And we were at a grappling show in Blackpool. And I seen this 16-year-old young fella submitting purple belts and blue belts all over the place. And I was like, who's that young fella there? And all he was doing was going in, wrestle fucking them, getting to their back and strangling them. And that's all he was doing.
He jumps on those things like he's good at that.
He's super, like, you can't take away his wrestling, you know what I mean? It's high level and he'll get him to the back. But that's the first time I ever came across him. I was like, who's that young fella? Because he was 16 and he was taking out like blue belts and purple belts or whatever it was in his expert bracket, and he won it anyway. But I was looking at him, you know, it was real, it was nice to look at, you know. That's the first time I ever came across him.
It's very high level wrestling, but I didn't feel like too out of my depth with wrestling, you know, like shows that like Sergei's wrestling is
Sergei's,
you know?
No, it's the same, based on the same principles. You drill the same stuff over and over and over and over, and whoever drills it more.
And like even the things that he caught me with, like, I know what I kind of done wrong, you know.
Yeah.
We should have been pushing on his head, you know, when he was going to that outside thing.
Yeah.
That's who he was spinning out to my back, like.
Yeah. He's kind of ducking under out to the back.
Like, I know what I done wrong, you know, like, so we can improve on it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And like, even now that I've experienced the highest level of wrestling, you know, and it wasn't that bad, you know. I thought like I was going to go in and I was going to be suplexed, you know, to death here, but like it wasn't like that, you know.
No.
There's not really that much between us and the best in the world, like.
No.
No, we don't need to. We're all human, really, you know.
No, 100%. And you can build these people up like the Irish do it. It's like, oh Jesus, the Russians. Like, I talk to Max privately and be like, these are wrestling and we're wrestling. Then he goes in and fucks them all up.
Yeah.
So we do it to ourselves. We're going, oh Jesus, and they're going, oh, you Irish, you strikers. No, we can fuck you up wrestling too, pal. Don't worry about it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's up to us to not let them thoughts go in our head. You know what I mean? Because we're good enough.
Like, everyone I thought, like, Max is definitely one of the best wrestlers I've ever trained with. Like, he's relentless, like, proper relentless.
Yeah. But we're there. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, like, if you wrestle and if you're down in Sergei's on a Thursday or a Friday or whatever days, and they do the Saturday session as well, if you're there and you keep doing it over and over and over and over, do you know what? When these cunts start doing this shit, you're going to know exactly what's going on, and you're going to know all the little stages to stop them and crack them when they're trying to do it, you know what I mean? But you got caught sometimes, and I spoke to you before this, you got caught with a bit of an elbow, and sometimes you can get phased a bit, you know what I mean? But
a little bit distracted by it or something, you know?
But, you know, take fucking loads away from them past two fights, you know what I mean? You fought the best two. And
like, as I was saying to you before, like, that, like, I feel like I just don't be nervous or anything, you know, going into a fight. Like, I feel like I'm just going for, like, anything, you know, could be going for dinner or walk in the park, like, when I'm walking out to the cage. And, like, you know, like, some people need to relax when they're going to the cage. I even need to find some way of pumping myself up a bit more.
Yeah.
Because I'm too relaxed, like, I just don't care, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't be feeling any fear when I'm in there. And I have someone, like, trying to kill me, you know. It just doesn't affect me for some reason. But I need to find some way of, like, getting myself a bit more in the zone, so be a bit more switched on, you know. Because, like, that's kind of what happened, you know. Like, he is trying to choke me, you know.
Yeah.
And then if I had been a bit more switched on, I probably would have defended that a bit better.
Yeah.
Like, straight away, instead of being a bit relaxed and being like, I'll defend this later, and then it's too late, you know. He's already had to choke me out. But, like, that's, like, something, like, mind-wise I need to work on.
And we spoke about before this at the start. Now, Max talks, I explained to him who Max talks with, but it's about you do strength and conditioning, you do wrestling, you do kickboxing, you do MMA rounds, you do cage work, wall work. As an athlete, you need to speak to somebody to be accountable, and it's not your coach, it's a high performance guy or someone that can focus you in with all this other crazy stuff on what is the end goal of this. Do you know what I mean? And you're accountable for it. Then it's like, see that bloke over there, he's trying to take everything off me, and to get yourself really switched on. You know what I mean? Because all the top guys have people that they speak to. You know what I mean? It's like a strength and conditioning session or kickboxing rounds or wall walk. It's super important. It's super important.
Well, like this fight, it kind of was a good bit for on, like, but I remember the Torres fight. Like, I can't remember what I was thinking of, but I remember I was thinking of something like I was thinking of like a PlayStation game or something on the way walking out to the fight. Something completely not to do with the fight, like. And I was thinking, I was even talking to myself in my head, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Remember they were walking out here in the middle of a castle in Bahrain. You're thinking of like a level on a PlayStation game or something. I was like, Jesus Christ, like. Then I kind of got a bit back into it. This time I was a lot more switched on, like. That time I don't know what was up. I think it was almost like, because I took the fight on such short notice that everything didn't seem like a fight, you know that way, like. It was weird, like. Never been that like relaxed walking out to a fight before, and like, and people think like it's good to be relaxed, but I think you need a balance of being relaxed but also being switched on, you know.
You need to be kind of focused on.
You can be too relaxed, like, you know.
You need to be focused on what is the end goal here. You know what I mean? What am I here to do? You know what I mean? And it's going to be a scrap. You know that, but it's to be super focused on.
But I think that's it as well. Why I don't really get tired, you know, because I am so relaxed. Like, I'm not tense at all. But I need to find a nice little balance of it, a bit more. Like, and look, something to work on. There's always something to work on.
No, 100%. It's to be kind of accountable as well. You know what I mean? If you're doing wrestling rounds and there's people waiting on you and you don't show up, they're going to be pissed off. So you're accountable. And if you're meeting somebody like a high performance sports therapist or whatever, and you're discussing with him and he's like talking with you about stuff, and you don't meet what you're speaking with about him, if you don't meet them targets, it's like you have to be accountable. Do you know what I mean?
I think that would be great, you know, because I do need to, like, someone need to talk to, you know, would be good. Like, I've loads of things that I think about like that. If someone could answer the questions for me, maybe it would help me, you know. But like, for this fight, like, I had it great. Like, the whole week of the fight, I was great. Like, it was just me and John over there, you know, but like, he kept me like great. Like, we went bowling and all, like, felt pure relaxed. Like, the warm up and all was like perfect, and in there, like, you know, I felt great. Like, and I think the plan was going well. Like, and that even annoys me even more now, you know, that I lost, because we've no kind of excuse. Like, I felt great, but I lost. That's hard, you know. Like, I don't mind. The last one wasn't as bad, like, because I didn't really feel switched on at all, like, and so what, like, I lost, like, you know, but I didn't feel at my best, you know. But this one I felt my best, but I lost, which is annoying. But, you know, it is what it is, isn't it?
That's it, man. That's it. But you can prepare it again. You can get your old stitch out and back straight into it. It's no major damage. You know what I mean?
You only really lose, don't you, when you give up, like. And it's at, I'm sure people with two losses like that kind of going, that little man in your head that talks to you all the time, and like I've heard it described and I've felt it myself a few times. You're too old for this. This is not for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was
you
thinking.
Can't listen to that cunt.
Before the fight, like, I was thinking that whether I win or I lose, like, I'm probably just gonna pack it in after. I don't know why I was thinking it. Like, I was just thinking like, probably done now, you know, because I kept getting, I got a couple of injuries in the camp, like, and I just remember thinking before the fight, like, there's too much now, you know, like, the stress with it all, and then, but now that I lost, like, then I was like, what was I even thinking of that? Like, I can't believe I even thought like that, you know, like, I thought I wouldn't care if I lost, and now it's just killing me, you know. Now all I want to do is fight, like.
And that's, you see, even like, I would say stuff like that on a smaller scale. I'm a fucking hobbyist, so on a smaller scale, but it's the same type of like self-defeatist thoughts, you know what I mean? And them self-defeatist thoughts, like when I say them and when they go in my head over and over, they start to become actions. Do you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I'm going to retire after this anyway. You know what I mean? I can guarantee it. He's not thinking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not thinking like that. Even though your skill level is there, like, there's no difference. But by him even thinking like that, he's raised above you a little. Do you know what I mean? Because, and it's, I think it's I don't know if it's an Irish thing or it's just a human thing, but we're like this little self-defeatist fucking film reel in our skull. You know what I mean?
Some people will say something to you and it will, like, subconsciously, like, gets into your, warms into your brain, you know, like, so you have to be careful who you're even talking to, you know, that way.
Yeah.
Some people, like, they won't even say something, but they'll react in some way, and then that will play into your head, you know. It's hard, isn't it?
No, but
Irish people are really like that, like.
And we do it to ourselves as well, do you know what I mean? But it's to get somebody to hone that, do you know what I mean? There's tons of them out there, looking. They really came to prominence back with Steve Collins back in the day. Remember, he had your man, I can't remember his name, he used to talk to. And now, like, I know all sorts of people that have them, like high performance guys, business guys, you know what I mean? Entertainers, stuff like that, to speak to people on how to hone their skill. You know what I mean? Because you're doing all this other shit, you know what I mean, to get better. Why not do this? You know, if you're going, Jesus, I had a terrible week and I'm thinking about packing it in and blah, 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 this person's going to go, because that's their business.
That's it, yeah.
You know,
I mean, people
that's
tend to
their
say
business.
things that can they may have a positive effect in your brain, you know, like that's, so yeah, I think definitely it'd be a good idea for me. Even like once a week, like.
No, 100%. 100%.
Like one of your training sessions, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. And you don't even have to be, you can do it on the phone or a Zoom or wherever, you know. But it's to be, I think it's to that, the bit about it is to be, it's like turning up training, it's, you're being accountable. You know what I mean? It's being accountable. And like we can defeat ourselves, you know what I mean, in our heads before we even do it. And then when you do it, you're kind of saying to yourself, fuck, it wasn't that bad there. You know what I mean? And you're walking away from that, like, I've never experienced that on that level, but you're walking away going, I was fucking in there. I should have beaten that cunt. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but no, and it's only after that you realise these things, you know, like you realise how much it mattered after. Because before it's kind of like, I don't know, like, you know, you all just think about surviving or something. But like then after you realise how much it mattered, you know. Yeah.
No, 100%.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Back on the horse, you'll be back training and fucking brave. Hopefully they'll give you another couple of fights and
I was talking to your man
fight your way
after,
back into contention.
I was talking to your man after, so I'm definitely getting another fight anyway. So
deadly.
So we'll make sure we win this one.
And come here, that promotion, right? I really like. There's two promotions I like. I like Brave and I like Cage Warriors. But I prefer Brave because it's wrestling heavy, it's grappling heavy. It's a grappling heavy show. You know what I mean? I was looking at your man, what is it, Bilev? Is that his name?
Bilal.
Bilal.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all these guys going, you know.
He bit your man or something.
Yeah, they're fucking mad.
What the fuck?
if you're not cheating, you're not trying. You know what I mean? You know, no, it's a little. He was listening to Khabib's. You ever hear Khabib when he's talking about his dad? He's wrestling the bear and he goes, Dad, what will I do if it bites me? And his dad says, bite it back. Yeah. So he's probably listened to that video before the fight, you know.
But like we were sitting at all kind of like Dagestan guys after, like, and they're very similar to Irish people. Yeah. Just the way they act and all, and we've probably been through the same kind of stuff, you know. Like I think their country was taken over as well, and they fought and got it back, you know. And like they're very similar to us, except they've like the way we have boxing, you know. Yeah. They have wrestling, like, you know, like as their kind of thing. But like, man, they're very similar to us. It's weird.
In Bulgaria, I was speaking to a few Uzbeks and Chechens. There was tons of Chechens there, and a few Dagestanis on the Russian team. So the Russian team kind of have two teams. They've all the Dagestanis and the Chechens, and then they have all the normal Russians. And the normal Russians don't speak to these, and these don't really speak to these, because these are kind of all Muslims. But anyway, we were talking to the Chechens and Dagestanis and stuff, and they were just talking about all what they do, and you're just communication. And I remember talking to one of the blokes, you know what I mean, and he was talking about all of us in the West, the Americans and the whole lot, and he was talking about the difference between them and us. Now we're there, you know what I mean, but he said the only major difference there is that they haven't got too many distractions. We have loads of distractions. Like, their idea of a night out is meeting up with all their family and a bit of food after training. We're in nightclubs and rocking all the gear and PlayStations, and do you know what I mean? They have no distractions, like. And even the difference, I was looking at when some of the Russians lost, right? When some of the Russians lost fights they should have won. You know what the coaches were doing with the young fellas? Bleeding giving them a slap when they came out of the cage. You fucking wanker. You imagine an Irish coach doing that to an Irish young fella. They bleed murder. But you're looking at bleeding giving him a slap because he's out to losing.
But I feel like I need that.
But that was the difference. But like, they're putting in in that scenario, but on your level, there's no difference between you and them. And I'm not just saying that because I know it, because I looked at the fight. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be fucking too worried about it, but I'd be getting down to bleeding Sergey's, improving, because Brave is a grappling heavy show, not a jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is different. It's wrestling heavy. Do you know what I mean? And there's a difference between jiu-jitsu and wrestling, a huge difference. You know what I mean?
But even like I've been say just doing the Friday and Sergey's for the last good few months, like, and I feel like that even paid off, because like I normally can't sprawl at all, but in there I was sprawling against one of the best wrestlers that there is. Like,
and he stuffed him a couple of times.
If you watch any of my other fights, like, say if you look back at, remember I fought your man Dominic Wooden?
Yes.
Like, he's a pure striker and he took me down. Like now we can sprawl against one of the best wrestlers. Like, that's a big improvement for me. Like, I normally can't sprawl at all. So at least I sprawled a couple of times.
I'm sure all the wall work you're doing in HQ and all the MMA rounds.
I felt like seeing the wall. Like, he didn't get anywhere near down there.
No,
it was just a shooting thing. Like, and everyone says his body looks mad strong and all. Like, and that wasn't even at 57. We done at 59 for him. You know. Like, and I didn't feel like he had any strength over me. You know, it was. It was skill that he beat me with. Like, it wasn't strength. Like, but I was happy that I even sprawled a couple of times. You know, so that's obviously an improvement. So I'm still improving. You know, like, I'd only really pack it in if I wasn't improving. You know. And I'm like right there. You know, we just need to get a couple of things right, and if I get a little streak together, get an L belt, then I could, you know, be happy.
That's it, Blaine. We're going to wrap her up at that. Great talking to you, and hopefully the next time I'll get you in again. Hopefully you have a bleeding strap, and I'll always be in the van. Strap over the shoulder and a few more fights.
Did you ever see the Brave belt, man? They're bleeding lovely. I was looking at one there, man. It's fucking lovely there. So.
It's a good promotion.
And if I get that, I'm not getting it back. I still have the one from the Ukraine in there.
Do you?
They were gone mad for that one, man.